Hello, and welcome to Communiques from the Underground. I'm Geoffrey Giuliano. Now, this is not a hostage film, although production-wise it may certainly look like it. I wanted to talk to you today about vegetarianism, and more specifically veganism, which in my evolution as a vegetarian or as a conscious eater, I have ended up here at 63 as a vegan. Starting out, of course, like a carnivore, like everybody else in America, my generation. And then at 12 or 13 years old, right around 1967, I purchased a book by a guy called Hans Holzer at a health food shop. And I might have actually shoplifted it, I'm not sure. In those days, money was scarce, as is today, tragically. And I read about the very, very basics, which was why that book was good, of vegetarianism. Why you should not kill if you don't have to. And what would be the health, mental, and spiritual benefits of going vegetarian. Now, I took this news home to my family, and there were two reactions. One from my father, which was not wholly positive, and one from my mother, who was in fact, hey, go for it, have at it. And so I did. Now, fast forward many years later, 50 years later, and I'm still on that road of vegetarianism, the road to good health, and a consciousness of not wanting to hurt anyone if you don't have to. I mean, let's say a tiger jumped through the window, okay, maybe then we'll think about picking up something. But no, that's not going to happen, is it? And therefore, I think that it just behooves us all as we go through this, shuffle through this mortal coil, to be as nonviolent as is possible. And in the case of animals in this modern world, it's wholly possible. 99.99%. Okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt the tiger jumps through the window. The historical basis of vegetarianism is absolutely solid. You can go from Socrates to Benjamin Franklin, and more recently in the 20th century, Gandhi, Tolstoy, so many. And even in my generation, still now a bit removed, George Harrison at various parts of his life, Paul McCartney, of course, and many, many more personalities. So I think maybe as a young person, you look at the historical agenda and you see that, wow, there's a lot of cool people that were vegetarians. So that might be something that initially may have drawn me to the idea of vegetarianism. But much, much deeper than that are the spiritual and philosophical roots of this way of living. Because that's what it is. It's a lifestyle. It's not just eating. It starts with eating. That's the takeoff point. But it just opens up a whole new world of possibilities in terms of spirituality and consciousness and being aware of your life and the circumstances and dramas of the people around you and how they fit into that all, and as do I. The great grand jigsaw puzzle of life. As Mayor Baba called it, a mighty joke. Yeah? Both mighty and a joke. So there is great responsibility that goes with that as well, obviously. And one of them is for me. Yeah? And this is not something, I don't get on the bully pulpit and preach this and try to convert my friends and, oh my God, how dare you eat that hamburger. No, I don't do that. You can't do that. You know, I have enough strikes against me and personality-wise that I don't need to exacerbate that by harassing those around me. No, just to each his own. Have at it, hoss. Do what you want to do. But what I want to do is, especially now, I'm sensitive to the fact that I'm 63 and I have an 8-year-old son. You know, I want him to be a very cool guy, and a positive force in the world. And I think that children especially are like a head of wet cement, and whatever you impress upon them, they will stick, So I'd like to see him witness, not only in word, but in deed, as a through line of action, my commitment to nonviolent living. Of which, of course, vegetarianism is only a part. I've stopped knocking over liquor stores and so forth. I kind of cleaned my act up a little bit. No more drag racing in the middle of the road with teenagers. I'm just kidding, of course. Jesus Christ, who many of us venerate around the world, among other avatars, has said, "As ye do to the least of my creatures, ye do to me." Well, wouldn't want to eat Jesus, would you? Or cause him any injury. So, that is one of the tenets that I have, foundation stones of this vegetarianism for me. As ye do to the least of my creatures, ye do to me. And me could be any of us or all of us. End up at the front door of these poor animals. So, I think that violence begets violence, and that if you bring those forces into your life, summon them, quite innocently at first, but of course when you become an adult, you have reason and the ability and the tools to look at your life in a more refined way, rather than the acculturated gobbledygook that mom and dad and society and school throws upon you. Okay, you're a kid, you get a pass, but as you grow older, you then, the responsibility ends with you. So I think that it's important for people to at least take a cursory look at the ideal of vegetarianism, and it may be something that you would be interested in pursuing. I think meat is murder. Many of you know that when I was a young actor coming out of drama school in the mid to late 70s and early 80s, that I was both the marvelous, magical Burger King and Ronald McDonald. And that was a very eye-opening experience, to say the least. And that just reinforced my vegetarian ideals. In fact, I was fired from the job when they found out that I was a vegetarian. Can you imagine the scandal of Ronald McDonald, the avatar of beef eating, is a vegetarian? And that did come to pass later when I left, but they fired me right quick when they learned about that. They say when the yogi walks in the sand, he leaves no footprint. That he, which is a kind of simile to say that as you go through life in this world of ever dwindling and diminishing resources, that to walk lightly, to leave less of a footprint, carbon or otherwise, to be as gentle with life and in life and of life as you can be, maybe not to be involved in the killing and eating of animals. Well, people say, come on, man, I'm not killing any animals. I just go to the grocery store and buy. Yeah, okay, pal. That ain't gonna work. That's like, I'm just waiting outside the bank here, officer, while my buddies went in and robbed the bank. I'm just gonna drive them now. There's a guilt by association. You have some responsibility in that. Let's face it, these corporate fuckwits that run the world now, apparently, wouldn't think of spending a moment of their valuable time in life to sell this, to murder and package and sell this garbage if people didn't buy it. So this is driven by the economy. This is driven by the fact that these people sell things. You buy them, they're going to keep doing it. So that's the same way with drugs or anything else. So the responsibility always, ends at your door with you. And ultimately, whether there's karma or not, there's a concomitant reaction. Call it what you will. I'm not sure that the universe is sitting there taking notes and, he thought about this and he said that and he touched her there and no, you can't come into heaven. I don't think it works like that. Not quite as meticulous as that, but obviously there is cause and effect. For every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Just how far that goes into life into infinity, we don't know, but we do know that we're responsible beings, okay, as adults, and we want to enact that which we think and say into who we are. Yeah? Animals are lovely, you know. They're innocent. They're like children. I have a dog called Jock. He's an old English sheepdog. I've had sheepdogs a long time, decades. And Jock is about 1.5 years, and he's just so dumb. Fucking stupid. But he's sweet, and he needs my care and the care of my lovely lady, Sai. And, you know, he's a part of the family. Sometimes I look at him when he's out in the yard, and he's looking at me like, why has Dad left me in the yard here? I mean, shouldn't I come in with the rest of the kids? Because indeed he thinks he is a kid, yeah? And he is. He's a member of the family. How is it, where is the disconnect in people? Where you can, at one moment, be spending lots of money, as I did, and grooming and veterinarian injection and shipping him from America to Thailand and back. All this huge effort, cleaning up shit, yeah? But there's this, I love this animal, but this animal, we're going to kill it and eat it. Watch out. That's where you run into trouble. So, yeah, better not to do that, I think. You perhaps expected me to rail on about Donald Trump today, as is my wont, and is my duty and responsibility. As Yogananda said, I slept and dreamt that life was beauty. I awoke to find that life was duty, and we all have a duty to see what we can do about getting more conscious leadership. Boy, that's the understatement of the year. You know, not blow up the world, not turn off the global warming satellites, little things like that, you know. But that should also extend to the animals. Yeah, this animal, man, I love this one we eat. No. Life is life. Yeah? And we wouldn't want that to come into our, I mean, come on, don't eat me, don't kill me, I'm a kid and come through the window and a machete, no, can't have that. What about them? What about their lives? They have a life, you know? We don't own them. Look, man ain't the boss of this world, no matter what Donald Trump and his cronies think. We have stewardship for just a second, just a blink of God's eye. In this world, and we're probably, there's a great likelihood that, you know, we're being observed in some sense, you know, as to how we act out this charge that we have, this temporary charge of some level of responsibility in the world. And to whom much is given, much is expected, man. We have to just tread carefully. At 63, having been a boor, having been a pig of a man in many circumstances, having been a bull in a china shop, or as my friend Dr. Schiffer once termed me, sitting bull in a china shop. Now at 63, some good shit about being old too. You can chill the fuck out. Chill out a little bit, and you look at stuff and you observe, and time becomes more precious, and the tapestry of your life laid in front of you becomes richer, and the colors more intense, and the feelings and the transmission between people, I'm not getting airy-fairy on you, becomes more meaningful. I mean, I just sometimes watch my son sleep. I went to pick him up yesterday at the bus station, and he was happy to see me get off the bus. My father never did that. We walked home together. That's it. Just walked home together. Animals have that right too, to live unmolested, not in fear. I have someone in my life that killed a giraffe for fun, took pictures of it. That upset me a great deal. In fact, that fact was hidden from me for years, because I think my friend knew that this would be very upsetting and hurtful to me, and it is still hurtful to me. Maybe not to him, the giraffe is gone, but here, inside of me, I feel really badly. What a majestic, beautiful animal. Who could, for sport, kill an animal like that? You know. So, We're 4 days out from Christmas. It's a special time of the year. It's a time that I loved as a child. And I think that now, more than at any other time in the rolling year, as Charles Dickens once said, we should maybe take a moment and think about the force of our footsteps upon the earth as we make our way from cradle to grave, and elect peace, love, and compassion for all beings, whether they be furry, fuzzy, or dumb white man variety. It don't matter. That's just about all I wanted to say to you. Beyond this, I just become an old man alone in a room talking to a machine. Which I am, my God, freaking out. You all have a very, very Merry Christmas. Forget the nonsense, forget the bullshit, forget the bad stuff, enjoy your family. Take that moment. Tell you a funny story before I go about my mom. Funny, ironic, and funny, haha. The year before she died, we had Christmas, of course. She wasn't sick. We didn't know she had a heart attack. Fell over. And she was there for Christmas in our home. It was many years ago. And I was getting impatient, as I am, you know, I get ants in my pants, and I wanted to go. And all right, we've had our Christmas dinner, and we can do this. And she said, hey, come on. Settle down and just enjoy the family and the mood, and hey, you never know who's going to be around next year. And she wasn't. And of course, how can you forget that? So savor the moment and be a safe haven for the people you love, the world around you, the animals too. God, I'm so hippie, aren't I? And make 2017 a motherfucker of beauty, peace, and love. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy holidays. I'm Geoffrey Giuliano, and this has been the Christmas edition, I guess, of Communiques from the Underground. We'd love to have you subscribe to the Geoffrey Giuliano channel and/or Communiques from the Underground channel on YouTube. And see you back here in the new year. Take care.